All right, hello, hello, hello. Looks like sound is good. I don't know. I say looks, but I can't. I can see it. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Ernest, I'm gonna have two bananas just because of you. Neuro slipping this morning. I had to post my own notification in Discord. So yeah, I need to put the hacks on. Need to rig the contest just a little bit. Yeah. If you've edited audio, you know that you can see sound. True, I can see it. Actually, that's what I'm looking for. I got like the green, yellow, red, the audio mixer, but I can see it, but I can't. I know. Imagine that, right? I know. I need to rig it. I got to see who's putting tickets in already. Give them like double the points, right? All right, so let's go dive in. Obviously, the only news we have this morning is going to be this ISM manufacturing number. Well, we'll see what it's able to turn around, kind of roll. I think there's probably something, but I do think with markets being off tomorrow, I think it will be not as exciting, right? I mean, I think there'll be some movement for it later today. I do think tomorrow in the currency markets, there will be some movement. Of course, I had to give Todd a little bit of a hard time again. I was like, what do you mean they're not open? I don't understand how Monday you guys could have contracts, but Friday nobody wants to work. But the market makers, I guess, were like, nah, long weekend, religious holiday. Yeah, rigging it because of my day to be out. The double. Oh yeah. So interestingly enough, let me hit stream. There's been all kinds compensation cuts. There's all kind of headlines coming out of the OPEC meeting right now. Kind of interesting, right? Kuwait was saying yesterday you guys need to hold your cuts. Saudis are saying that the oil market recovery is far from complete. Russia is saying that it's improved a lot. Let's see. Does not expect the latest lockdown to impact growth. PMI higher. Iraq and Kazakhstan have submitted plans for their compensation cuts. So a lot of headlines. Oil will probably bounce back and forth. I don't think anything has been earth-shattering, though. I haven't seen any headlines where I'm like, huh. Like that's going to be a big mover. The currency market's more or less flat. I mean, we've seen some, again, a little bit of reversal from yesterday. Dollar CAD is still down from where we were. It was down big red yesterday. You're seeing, basically dollar weakness versus the euro and the pound. A little bit of weakness here. Obviously weakness here. A little bit of strength versus the Swiss. There you go. Oil minerals also supported rollover. All right, so we're getting more out of this one. Euro pound basically flat, and pound yen at 25 pips. You can see that there's just not a lot of movement right now. And again, holiday week. That happens. As far as tomorrow morning, I said markets are closed tomorrow, but we do have all the employment data being released. Non-farm has changed a little bit. Unemployment rate supposed to drop. Average hourly earnings up just a little bit. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, for the most part, it looks positive. I mean, again, some of the forecasts today may actually help drive this later on today. But we'll see what it's able to do. It's kind of strange that this week that they didn't move this, but yeah. Is what it is, right? That's all we can do. But again, it looks like it's supposed to be extremely positive. So maybe we have a feel-good Thursday today. Right, going into the weekend, everybody's happy. Wants to make some money. I think there will be some profit taking late, though. I think with the non-farm payroll numbers, I think people will definitely be like, let's take some profit and roll. But I do think that these should be good for next week. And again, if there's no market reaction to this, that means Sunday night we're going to have some gaps based off of what we see here. So, that's all. Like I said, this is kind of like a Friday-ish type session. Let's go ahead and jump right over into indices, and we'll see what we got in there. And again, these are delayed a little bit, so they may have already moved a bit. I'm not trading. It's like, they're like, here, you could, it's delayed, but you could buy a package for real-time data. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know that I need real-time data because I don't really trade these in any of these accounts. So it is what it is. But again, seeing where we are with the ES, it was kind of one of those, like, if we can get a decent bounce at basing through, I don't see there's no reason for these not to go higher. As we talked about yesterday with stimulus, spending tons and tons of money and not having to worry about who's paying for it is nothing but good for the economy. I do feel right now, and again, there's some interesting commentary tomorrow. I was looking for a pullback area, but there's not really even a pullback area right now. We got to wait for some basing. Interesting kind of commentary yesterday on this one. Look at this. There's not even anything really here to grab. Talking about how the market is anticipating and really liking the idea of this much money being spent on improving this and improving this and improving this, but it is not discounting the increase in corporate taxes yet. That they don't think that part will go through, because remember, this is just a proposal right now. It's not like something that's set in stone. So it's kind of like, it's one of those things. It's kind of like everybody's really, really positive because all this talk and all the new spending will have an immediate gain, right? But then there's the long-term implications of having to do that spending, that the market is only looking at the short term, not the long term right now. So again, we need to continue to ride this. Like I said, here's 4,000. I would say pretty much without a doubt, I expect 4,000 to be hit today, right? There's 4,000. I pretty much expect it to be hit with all the positives out there. If the ISM number? Yeah, if the manufacturing number comes in this or a little bit better, definitely seeing this one hitting 4,000 today. You could try to jump into something small if you wanted to, but I think by afternoon it will level off, but I do think we will hit 4,000 before the end of the week. Like I said, there's just too much positive out there right now to slow this market down, and everybody's jumping back in. And even Wall Street, it's you have more people that are trying to short the top of this one more than anything else. Let me see if I can go across indices, S&P. Yeah, 63% of people are negative. So yeah, this is 4,000 with no issues, right? Yeah. If you're not long, you should be long already. I hope you're long. NQ. So NQ is also pushing higher. We had that one little level and hiccup here, and we got a couple. This one is a little bit different of a place. We got a couple areas up top that it needs to run into, but for the same rationale, it's kind of like in a level right now, right? If we continue this cross, you guys can see that's fine. It's been here twice, but again, we've stomached the open. We've made it through. If anything, I would say that this is probably a bounce spot. Look for this one to kind of pull back from that area, right? And then look to go higher, right? Something along those lines. Let me change these back to black. Black and black. Like I said, I would say that maybe I'm overly bullish, but I just feel the same thing. It's not as high. It's not, this one has some levels to go through and chunk through. But I do think if we have a good opportunity where we come through, or any type of basing, like if we find a basing, somewhere in here, look for that kind of the punch through, kind of like how we had here. We based, pulled up, pulled through, kind of based in there again, and then took off. I'm looking for these basing levels inside of the NQ. So, we do know that we have a level sitting kind of at the top here, but this is, oops, I didn't want to move that. Can I go back? Can we go back? There we go. Whew. Nope. Go back. Let's see. I wanted to lock it, not delete it. There we go. So again, we know we have some levels and testing coming in right here, right? At the 13,359. It's got a little bit of room to run on that one. So that may be kind of where we look for a profit target later today. Maybe at lunchtime, right? By lunchtime, we get up there. And I actually wouldn't necessarily be surprised if there is a pullback, and that may give us the ability to get in a little bit long. But I think you got to be looking long indices today, just with it being the day that it is. Now, YM has kind of held a little bit. The Dow was kind of like, yeah, this should be good, right? But it's not kind of breaching new highs. And again, the S&P does tend to move a little bit faster than YM, and it kind of makes sense why that one's moving. Now, we had an area where we're looking to get into buys at 32,794. You can see we haven't been able to get there. We've gotten kind of close, and we keep messing around with this bottom level here. I'd be looking for some type of a breakout. And again, this one is really kind of just boxed in right now between really the extreme range and here. And we're kind of, as you can see, we're kind of skirting down, right down the middle. Like if I use, where is it? Use this as my upper side and this is my lower side right now. You can see that we're really just kind of skirting down the middle. I'd be waiting for a breakout as well. Obviously, talk about demand and recovery and things like that inside of the oil kind of speeches today. They obviously will affect that without a doubt. Drop it down to a 15-minute. Let's see. Is there any longs, good areas here long-wise? That one had to pull back a bit. This one's kind of wedged right now. Look, we got these sellers kind of stepping in there. But we do have a level down here that's, it's okay. I mean, it was an early morning kind of takeoff, and then again, there's your European session open here. So it's not bad. I think this is preparing itself for ISM in 13 minutes. We can pull back lower. Yeah, I mean, if we can collapse into this zone here for that ISM number, I think that'll be decent. Yeah, it's all right. It's moving straight down from there. Let me see. Is there a headline on recovery? March PMI. Yeah, let me see. Hold on. Go back. Yeah, there's an unemployment claims number. That's what's affecting it right now. Yeah, it's this number I wanted to see here. Actually, I'm sorry. It's this one. So yeah, so far it's the unemployment claim. Kind of a mixed number, but I don't like that that's high. Yeah, I look for this one again. Looking for a positive number again. This could definitely help us, go higher. But right now, it's kind of like you said, we're stuck in this middle range right now between the two kind of extremes. Any push down to 32,794 though, I think is. Again, I think we got to be looking for something in here. It's hit a few times, but it had a decent burst off of it last time. Maybe a smaller level of risk here. But I do think that this one also kind of ends higher today. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if, we start seeing some headlines and we start seeing something good, especially with the, when they start talking about tomorrow's non-farm numbers being positive, kind of ending up much higher for people trying to kind of take advantage of that. So, right now, I wouldn't say any of these are like earth-shatteringly great. Yeah, this one looks like it's pushing through. Look for a pullback on that one. ES again, I'd expect this one. We're up to what 39.91, so we're within 9 points. But I think 4,000 is definitely on the radar today. Okay. As far as oil goes, again, very, very fast spike. You can see we're starting to roll. It ended up going through the top of that zone, but for the Nadex group, I expected this one to kind of pull back a bit. I was just waiting for the right headline, right? Why just fell through the demand level you're looking at? Did it? Oh, big spike down. So it came through here already? Yeah, this is the problem with delayed data. I guess I could hit this one. Although this should be reflecting it. I would say right there would be where we're looking for a bounce. 32,933. Yeah, I'm delayed. Yeah, you see the D's? Yeah, I'm delayed because I don't want to pay for data from the CME when I'm not going to trade those futures contracts. Yeah. So again, look for it here. 32,932. Right? It's probably we're in here. 32. Where is it at? Oh, we're talking about, I'm sorry. Here. 32. This one shouldn't have been broken. This is not delayed. Right? But yeah, that's where I'd be looking for. Like I said, I think this is positioning itself for the ISM number. Right? Yeah, I just use those because when I look at it early in the morning, they're still moving versus SPX, NDX, and DJI are not moving. Right? Those don't move except when the market is open. So I get all this like weird, like, get these like kind of funky gaps in it. So that's why I use the futures contracts for the morning. Yeah, we'll see in 9 minutes what these do. Like I said, I think in 9 minutes when this comes out is what's going to be the big mover. This guy. It was low. Yeah, they're definitely mixed. Yeah, so 10 o'clock is what I'm waiting for. All right. Oil. So oil, we talked about this one dropping, pushing to the downside. I do think it will retrace. For me, oil today, I would say I'd be a bit more bearish. The headlines are kind of going back and forth, right? I don't think this is just a pullback. I think this is just kind of an offshoot through there. It gave us the one level of base, right? The one candle of base on the 15-minute. But I do think, again, I think this will drop down again. Again, it's literally bouncing back. I mean, here was your European Open up. Then we hit the 6 o'clock down. Here is the 8 o'clock morning trader coming in, and then again the U.S. Open is here, and you can see we had European Open push down, and again we're having the same type of push down. So I would say being short oil today is probably like I said, the day that we've seen so far. We've talked about how they support rollovers. They want to continue it. It's recovered, but like they want to start returning back. The situation is good. We can start releasing the oil cuts. It's far from complete, but it was good. So a lot of the same kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, it's better. Yeah, everything's great. We should start. We could start relaxing some of these cuts, or we can kind of hold them a little bit. And we need to follow the plan. So. I think based off the headlines that we've seen, I think this has a decent chance of running lower today. Where are we at right now? We're at 60-30. Yeah, I mean, this one probably has it can move it, I think this one has a chance of going down. I don't think this is just a pullback. But if it is, again, 61 is still where I wanted this to hit 61. I was hoping it would turn at 61, not here. This would have been a much more, it would have been a higher quality turn than dealing with a little contract right here. So we'll see. It's right at that 932. Yeah. I like the 61 for a turn better, but I would say I expect this one to come down today as well. Gold, again, not surprised. Retail traders now jumping in there. And I told Todd earlier I expect this one to go higher. Question is, will it have enough power to kind of chunk through all this in here? And again, ISM manufacturing PMI will also give us somewhat of a gauge of inflation, and we'll see. But this is just an ugly area to do any analysis in right now. I can bring it up to a 30 so it doesn't look as bad. But you can see this is what we're dealing with, right? This area from here to here. A bunch of different sellers kind of stepping in. So, it's driving in, but again, is it driving in to counterplay with the number? Maybe, maybe not. Or is it positive with some of the other headlines we've seen about how, we don't think this will bring inflation. Right now, the market is telling me it doesn't believe the people that are saying that we're not going to see any inflation. So, yeah. Right now, that's what the market is saying is, haha, joke's on you. Yes, we see inflation coming into the market. Experts say not, but again, I think that's a political kind of comment, not necessarily a truly technical based number. So yeah, I think there's some levels here. I do think if we start to kind of stall, right, and get one or two kind of things, candles going sideways, I do think there's going to be a place to short gold today. Just because there's been so much selling pressure over here. But like I said, is there a clean level? Can I give you an exact dollar figure to sell at? No, not really. I mean, it's going to be somewhere, I would say, in this range, unless the ISM number really just is really, really far off and we get a spike. But even then, I think we'll have issues up here in the 1741 at worst case scenario. We have a green line there, so I think there's a knockout or something. And either way, if we get a huge spike, 1752 is the last time we've had a really, really big push to the downside. So, yeah, there's a couple levels up there I'd be looking to get shorts for whenever we start to stabilize in base. And like I said, a way to play it if you're not sure is if we start to go up and we stabilize, something like this. This is an ideal, this is the ideal candle formation that you're looking for. A push up like this, where we start basing sideways. That will give us the top, and then wait for it to pull back, and then continue down. Right? That's the continuation play. And again, it can be the reverse as well. Right? We kind of had it already here. Again, it triggered at about 7 o'clock this morning high. We could look for the same thing for a rollover, kind of coming back the other direction. Kind of a peak, come back, and then the next time we touch it, look for the push back down. But right now, the market is saying we are going to see inflation. Right? That's what the market is seeing. So we got to see when this profit taking is going to end. Then look for the short. Now, silver is also moving pretty decently. Again, we talked about this one, and it did. It came back down and hit the level of basing. So, silver did what we had forecast earlier in the week. But again, 1, 2, 3, and 4 is what broke. Now we're kind of flirting up here, and you can see we just barely touched this zone. As you can see with that line, it just grazed it. Just grazed it. And again, it was a gap, so we were expecting that. So, I'd say right now, let's see, in silver, we got these traps. I can get rid of all this stuff from earlier in the week. I don't know if I would use this actual level here to trade off of. I don't know that I'd be willing to take this as the short level. I mean, it touched, I don't know, it's quite a small little level. It's what, 74 to 78? It's about 4 cents. I mean, it is lining up pretty decently. We got 3 minutes before the news release. I I don't know. If it was this level, a bit higher, then I'd say, yeah, it's probably worth something. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit close. I'd much rather go with the more conservative total up top. And it's already starting to pull away from that zone. Let me get this ready. I don't think it's out yet, but all right. So yeah, it's already starting to pull away from it. But I wouldn't use this for dues. I mean, if this goes down, great. Make sure your profit targets are set in this level right here. You want to make sure that you're out at the basing, the opposite basing. Let's see. Do we have? Trying to see if we had a decent. Unfortunately, not really. No. 15. I mean, maybe that's what we use. I'm trying to find the best. Like I said, this is a very tiny, and it's already been touched, so it's kind of like, kind of. Look at it, it's doing this basing. I mean, I'm on a 15-minute trying to find these. These are not. I mean, ultimately, I do like the 25-21, but I mean something smaller. I mean here, and again, I want a 15-minute chart. And that's that base there. I mean, we got a little bit of testing here, and every time it touched it, I mean, this is the best looking candle on this entire chart right now, and that was a 9:30 open touch. Watch that turn right there. Got a bit more of a hiccup there. Let me see something. Yeah, look at that. You can't really see it there. 15-minute, you can see it. But I mean, we're well within the 3-1. I don't know. I like the 24.91 is okay. It's a 15-minute level. I like the 25.21 on this one for silver. If anything, I would say, maybe we get the inflation story today, and if we can end the week back up here at 25.21, again, maybe look for a Sunday night kind of a push of here back down again, right back into the 24.50ish range. Look for a 75% drop. Well, not Sunday night. Yeah, look at this. So this is the level. This is what I'm talking about with stalling. See how it's stuck, right? And again, stuck in a zone or extremely close to it typically signifies that it's looking for a drop. Let's see what ISM is. 64. So that was much better than expected. And again, you guys aren't familiar with this one. Greater is actually good for the currency, right? Again, economic health, 50 is the big thing. So it wasn't like we were close, but we're going farther in the other direction, right? So again, that's a decent number. That's a decent number. That's actually a bit more again, personally, it's the price of, where is it? It shows you. Where is it? Oh, here you go. The manufacturing index. Yeah. So again, basically, it's almost the cost of, it's the cost associated inside of the manufacturing is the best way to talk about it. So again, yeah, I would expect this to bounce a bit more. So yeah, look for reversals at 25 or 24.96 or even 25.21 if we can get up that high. I don't think today it will roll on that. Based off of that number, it shouldn't roll because that's showing that there's a bit more inflation than what they originally had expected. So yeah, look for that one to pop. Gold, probably same situation. Yeah, gold's hitting that upper level right now. Like I said, it's going to find something here. I don't think gold will go absolutely insane. And oil, again, stabilized. It should probably drop as well, showing recoveries a little bit farther ahead. All right, let's go over the currencies. So here's a level we had in currency, 75.96 as far as the Aussie goes. Again, 15-minute chart right now. This one would have been on the 30-minute here. I would say I'm looking for a retracement in this one. Yesterday we talked about kind of some of the levels dropping, and it went quite far down. And again, we had the basing here. We're looking for the telltale drop, and he ended up getting it, touching the 75.38. That was a target level for us, as an area where you were looking for things to come in at. And again, from this big zone here, we touched, went through, and based. So that was your trigger to go when we broke through the bottom. Okay. Right now, I would say this is a lot of movement in a short amount of period of time. We're talking about 45 pips in like 4 hours. Very strong move. I would same thing. We don't really quite have the basing yet on the 30-minute, but I would say it's probably due for a rollover as well. Remember, inflation leads them to say things like, "Hey, listen, we need to raise interest rates." Raising interest rates is strong for the dollar, so I'd be looking for a retracement today in this one. I do think 75.96 was a decent level. It was a decent base, right? But it's not at an extreme. That was the only thing I didn't like about it. There is one level just slightly higher if we're able to get a push, but I think getting bearish and finding a bear position in the Aussie, I think, is in our best interest at this point. For next week as well, there is a tiny level here, but I am looking at this 76.57. So if you guys do not have this one marked off yet on your radar, make sure that you guys have this one ready to go. And reason why, again, back in the upper third, one base top, and then push down. It tried to touch it once and then continue to collapse through. So I think 76.57 is on my radar for a short as well. If we don't take the base here and roll back to the downside. And again, remember, currency market will be open tomorrow as well. So yeah, those are kind of my two setups for Aussie. Look at Aussie Yen. Aussie Yen is at 80.10, where, again, we talked about yesterday. This one is going to need some help from the yen to be able to turn and flip. Kind of the same thinking. This one has moved. I mean, really, if we talk about the European Open to now, we're talking about 78 pips. I'm sorry, 68 pips from the European Open up. You can see it had a little hiccup here, and then again came back up again and really hit this area that has provided sellers in the past. And again, drove away deep, came straight back up, grabbed more of those sellers, and then got hammered to the downside. So we know that we have sellers up in this level. Let's see, how much risk we got in this one? It's about 10 pips, so it's not really that much. This is what it would look like if you want to throw risk to reward on it. 3 is to there. Again, kind of right where we would like it. We want to make sure that we have our profit target here. Right? And that's right at the very end. So again, we could probably play with the wick a little bit, and we're probably good with that one. To the downside. Okay. Now, if we push up a little bit more into this level, if we form a base here, push up and start basing, then we need to look through a break through the top. But we do have a small area of sellers here and a small area of sellers here that we know are coming in at 84.36. So it's one of those things. We do have some room to run on this one to the top side, just a little bit. This is kind of more of an aggressive entry on it, but it is a level where we've had decent buy or selling action come in. So again, I do think because the Aussie dollar and the Aussie yen are both there, look for a potential reversal. Euro pound. So Euro pound, we were looking for a collapse. We wanted to break through, right? We said, hey, listen, if we can get a breakthrough, a decent pushback, go, right? And it ended up just going sideways, popped up a little, came back, and now it's coming through as well. I would say now that we're cleared here, if we can get one candle of basing and a pullback, again, the same Harry Potter is kind of in effect, looking for price to come down to 84.41. So it's there. We've been looking for the short. We've been talking about it. We finally have the breakthrough off the basing. We just needed to kind of take one little pause and then kind of a pullback, but it's kind of set up for a short. This is one we've been looking to get short in. Like I said, came down and just started basing in this level. So, yeah, that's the same setup as yesterday. But, I will say watch the 84.43. If we can continue to push all the way down, again, get a lot of pound strength coming in. I do think for Sunday night, if we can push in or gap into this 84.43, I do believe that there's a long there on Sunday night for next week. All right, so I would expect this to continue to push down. I'd like to get this pulled back so we can get a good, decent entry. But again, this is a short. Euro yen. So Euro yen, we talked about a level. We hit it. It dropped 3 different times in there. We talked about this one pushing up. We also talked about if it could go just a bit higher, right? If we were looking for a break, and we kind of got the break in there, and we're still kind of stuck in this 39 level. Remove this. We can remove this zone because we have a new level of basing. I remember I drew this. I was like, yeah, we got to figure out where the basing level is going to be. Basing level ended up being just a little bit lower here. All right, you can see that that's where the basing, again, touch, based in, pulled up, touched, and has kind of already hit it once or twice. I would still say, for next week on my radar, I'm going to keep this level right here. I'll just move this over because we're not at it yet. This is more of a Sunday thing, so we'll put it right here. 30.50. Right, 30.50. I'm looking for shorts. Right now, it's a little bit stuck. Again, we need the yen to kind of not be as strong at this point, but unfortunately, that ISN number is going to make the yen stronger today. So, yeah, I mean, this one you would have been at a 1-to-1. Maybe got stopped out at break even. Maybe you're still in with a little bit of a positive on that one. There are some buyers that may help us here just in a little bit. But But as far as what trade is next, I think if we can get up to 30.50, we look for this one long. We don't need this level anymore because we've now stabilized forward. I would say that here is your top of the candle. I would say that this would be our next kind of buying target on the downside. So let's change this to yellow. Let's change this to blue as a tested level. I don't need this anymore, so let's pull this here. Right there. So those are the two levels I'm looking for. Now, the 129.64, if we get there on Sunday night, again, that is also a level I'd be willing to take a bounce off of. It had a nice pullback and explosion forward, and it did have this level of basing here. So, I mean, it could technically be front run, but if we gap into either of these two levels Sunday, I think those are great opportunities. Okay. And again, we'll got to see. Tomorrow with extremely low volume, this one will have the potential to kind of bounce through. I would say this is a potential. If we rally higher, I think 30.50 is a great short. I think 29.64 is a great target. Not only a target to the downside, but also an area where we'd be willing to take a roll and a buy off of. I also think the level of basing down here, really, actually, I'd probably put that a little bit lower. Let's put it there. I do think this is another potential entry for Sunday night. Whoops. Right there. I think either of those two are potential Sunday night trades. Okay. If we can grind down. Because again, like I said, tomorrow will be such low volume. It's one of those ones, if you want to play it, great. But just understand that it's extremely low volume and it will bounce through some levels because there's just nobody in the market storm. All right. Looking at euro dollar. So euro dollar, we wanted this to go higher. It's like go, go, go. And it got stuck right here at this old level. You can see that it literally just bounced off of it. It's a prior level. And again, there was sellers there. I mean, I guess you could have taken this at a 9:30 open. It's always a little bit riskier, right? To take those things. I mean, it's amazing that this zone is hit twice because it is such a small little tiny zone. I still think that this one, and again, the reason why it's going down now is because of the inflationary news, right? The PMI number being high. I'd say, let's see. I still think this one will drop and actually crash lower. I don't know if we're going to make it today, though. It's 38 pips. I don't know if we're going to get down there today. This one may be a next week type of thing. So right now, kind of on a watch list, if we get a break of 16, basically of 117, which is sitting right there, I'd be looking for this one to continue lower, at least down to the 116.50. Top side, we can pull this across. It doesn't matter. It's the same area. Problem with this one is it's like, there's a lot in here I don't really like. Pull it up one more. It's looking for like a really clean, like strong one, but there's not. There's a lot in here. There's a lot in here. Definitely a lot in here. A lot in here. I mean, this may be the first actual level of basing. Up at 118. 118.50. Yeah, this is an ugly one. I mean, I would say for the rest of the day, stay bearish on this one. Time is at 10. All right, so the reason I'd stay bearish this one today, and again, I'm kind of looking at this today to get into here. We'll see what the European session does. Like I said, I don't expect as much movement in the European session. Oh, she needs her play. Okay. I don't see as much movement in the European session, but I would say I expect the non-farm numbers to be good tomorrow, which even though it'll be low volume, I do expect this one to continue to go down tomorrow because good non-farm numbers would be strong for the US dollar. So I see this one kind of collapsing and pushing down. So I'd really like to figure out where we're going to base. And again, this is our old basing. There's a new level of basing right here. So maybe that's where we go in. There's also a level of basing right in here. Price can come down and go into either of these two levels. And it may even do the same Harry Potter pattern, but it may do this. It may use this level, bounce from this level. It may go back up and test. Oops, I unclicked it. It may go from here to here and then do its actual drop down. So again, we're looking for a short somewhere in this level around 17. So 117.10, 117.05. Again, we got to see what the basing level, where the newly established basing level is. But I do feel with non-farm tomorrow, unless it's an absolutely complete surprise in the wrong direction, I do think this one turns and rolls and heads straight back down again. And again, 116.50 could be on the radar. That would only be about what? An 80 pip, 90 pip drop in 2 days with non-farm. It absolutely can get there. So, and again, the ISM manufacturing number definitely is a helpful number for that. So I'd be looking for some way to get short in the Aussie dollar. Or, I'm not the Aussie, the euro dollar. Now, pound yen. Pound yen is high. We talked about having a zone here, and look, it touched, it went back, it touched, it dropped, it touched, and look, it got front run. It did not touch. It missed it by 4 pips, and then broke all the way through our profit target. It's like, you're killing me. You got to hate when it does that. It got front run and unfortunately ran to our profit target on that one. So I would say right now it's kind of an interesting position. It's actually breached and actually went above a 4-hour level that we had set, right? These are some knockouts from earlier in the week. So at this point, we really got to kind of, and like I said, I've been saying it all week, I don't really see this thing slowing down until we get up to the 153 area. It's obviously it's fighting back, but I mean, this is kind of where the curve needs to be, right? Let's see. I'm supposed to drag this across right in there, right? So there's just not a lot in this one. Even on the 4-hour, if you guys look at how this was formed. Where is it? There we go. There we go. So again, little bit of a hiccup right here where we are, right? That's where price is right now. And again, it's a mirror top, so it's kind of like, There's a little bit of a level right here, kind of 152.86 to 152.93. But again, that's what we're pushing past right now, right? There's nothing. There's nothing holding this one back, right? So it looks like we're at 153 flat now. So again, I don't see anything slowing this one down. I think 153.72 could definitely be a target today, but I think that's and again, these are 4-hour levels. So, I could see this one definitely continuing to push higher. What the heck is that time thing? That was weird. Yeah. So again, I expect there'll be pullbacks, and maybe we grab it on a pullback to go long, but it only needs to move 70 more pips. I think before the weekend, we start testing this 53.72 before the weekend. All right. This was a break. We didn't get a break. I can delete a bunch of these. This knockout will be gone. But the rest of those are fine. All right. So yeah, looking for an extreme push to here and then push back down. And remember, that's a 4-hour level, 4-hour/daily level. Pound dollar also just going crazy. Again, pound is doing good. Look at this. This pulled back here, and now it's going higher, but it didn't end up coming up. This one has, let's see, how much more to go? 17 pips. 10 o'clock. 30 minutes. That knockout's not going to have much. It's not going to have too much going in there. I would say the way this one is set up with the push, this is probably not horrible. It's about a 10 pips worth of risk, right? 43 to 53 on this one. Here's our European Open. Let's see. We've gone 83. So it has not moved the full ATR yet. 96. So we're not quite there at the extreme yet. Yeah, I'd say there may be something in this one. I'll be mad if that's where it stops. And in reality, that one can run to a 1 to 5. There's your 1 to 3. Okay. Yeah, 183.43, 183.53. And again, if this one, if it turns here, I'll be mad because I guess it is a level, but it's the upper level is much cleaner than this kind of front run level. So, I mean, it is a level, but it's not really. It's all right. All right, dollar CAD. So dollar CAD. Dollar CAD did what we expected. It's still down just a little bit right now for dollar CAD. I'd say this one has the opportunity to kind of get stuck, right? Whoops, not that. I wanted this one. We obviously have buyers sitting right in here. As you can see, we're in the middle of the curve right now, so it's not the ideal situation. We do have the tops put in, but I would say right now, I mean, you guys can see that there was the other one. That's kind of where we're wedged. And again, because they're in the same time zone and oil doing what it's doing, recovery, I don't know that this one is going to be the ideal situation to get short. If we can break through this one, this is kind of ugly with this spike down. I would say the next really kind of area that I'd be worried about would be probably this basing. You can see the basing over here, right? Can I make these can we see the yellows? Kinda. Yeah, I'll change them to here. Change them to purples. So on a 30-minute, you can see we had a decent level of basing here. And again, it was able to maintain that spike. So we know we have some buyers coming in at the 25.26 to 25.19 level. And I guess really on the 30-minute, we could adjust this down to here. I don't think because of the markets tomorrow, I'm willing to mess with this level here. But what I was thinking, my kind of thinking is listen, if we can break through, I don't know when it will, but if it gives us the right entry signal, whoops, not that. If it gives us the right entry, something along these lines right here, right? You can squeeze a 3 to 1 in from this level of basing, and I wanted to see how close this was, and it's okay. There may be a 2 to 1 in there, but something along those lines. Looking for a break of approximately 125.53. Looking for that to retrace back down again. And again, this would be dollar weakness, CAD strength. Okay. And again, all the CAD numbers have been great. US numbers have been good so far. And again, this could be something if we have a miss tomorrow on non-farm. Again, I would definitely push this back to the downside. And again, I think CAD is following pretty well. I think they're doing, again, you can see this really has rolled back again and pushed over. So, yeah, it's kind of the best thing. I guess, again, same thing. If we get over here for non-farm tomorrow, if we have not broken either of these two zones for non-farm, I think those matter. You could also try to trade this old level up top, but ideally, I would say that these are my 3 levels I'd be looking for non-farm tomorrow. Okay, 126.39, 125.93, and 125.53. Break of this, we go low. We could take a long. We could take a short out of this one. Be careful with a long because again, we have buyers sellers stepping in, and if we do manage to get all the way back up again, it is a push of about 70. That's a lot for this to move in the overnight with lack of any other data. But again, that would be an area too that maybe even if non-farm pops up, look to start selling this and taking it back to the downside if non-farm pops us there. Now, dollar Swiss. As you can see, we had a level up top. Dollar Swiss kind of breached through the top. And again, this would have been that failure to go higher pattern. Like if you were waiting for an actual entry for some type of a confirmation. It happened at about 5 o'clock this morning where we had the base. We pulled down again until about 6:30. And then at 7 o'clock this morning, we came back and touched the level and pushed down. It did. I don't even know if it got to a 1 to 3. It was probably pretty close. Yeah, it did. 1 to 3 is right there. So it did go below the 1 to 3. So, I mean, the trade's over at this point, and now it's just stabilizing. This is here. I'm curious, actually, if we go here. Yeah, that's decent. Can we get that on the... It's not that one. Can we go down? 2, 3... That's going to be a close one. Okay, that would be a break of 94.33. Again, testing these guys lower and pushing from here down. Okay, so a break of 94.33. And again, same thing. we want to see the base, right? We want to see it come down in base in here to be able to take that one short. But I think that's a decent one as well. And again, that's, it's interesting. That's another trade setup that's calling, and lining up for a bit of dollar weakness. Okay. So again, maybe if the payroll number tomorrow is not as good as expected, then or unemployment doesn't drop as far as expected, again, little negativity on the dollar, we may get that. And again, this could also move in the overnight asset positions for non-farm. Okay. All right, dollar yen. Man, dollar yen. Look, we wanted it to go just a bit farther, and it just kind of stopped and stabilized, and now is really just, kind of consolidating in on an extended basis, right? Right. Hasn't done too much. What's the 24-hour pip change on this one? 8. So it's moved 8 pips in 24 hours. Let's see what the consumer sentiment is on it. Currencies, 40-60 short. So I don't know. I would say this one also has the ability to go higher. I mean, you'll see things over here. U.S. dollar rally to benefit from upbeat non-farm payroll number reports. So I mean, people are kind of looking at this one to jump, but I don't know. Like I said, I think it's limited on how high it can go. I mean, in actuality, if we look at this, we can say that, finding new levels. I mean, there can be a case made that this is a level where we need to sell off of, right? We could say that there could be a case made. Really, it's kind of over here as the original, and then it popped and went through. There would be the other one. There's kind of our more intraday type trading. Like I said, I think this 110.31, I think that's a decent level. Nice pop off of that one. We had this decent base, and again, it's been pretty strong. Sellers haven't pushed into it too much, but again, can a 30-minute level in the dollar yen hold, non-farm payroll? Not really. Not really. And even the 4-hour wise, it's kind of like, you can see it just 4 hours. It's pretty ugly sideways. It's kind of run out of steam, unfortunately. Yeah, I'd keep it that way. Yeah. Yeah, I'd keep that. All right. Let's see what else we got. TLT is moving a little bit of a gap, but it's just kind of holding firm here. Let's see what natural gas is doing. Natural gas had that big pop and is now retracing. So I know you guys would like to get short natural gas. It actually turned at not a horrible level. Yeah, it did this base right here. Right. Let's see what oil's doing. Oil's pulling back, but it's having a hard time. It's running into a lot of pressure. Right? Spiked up, came back down, spiked up, came back down, and it's trying. So we'll see where these sellers step back in. It's probably going to be here. Although I like when the green is higher, not the red, but it's probably where the spike will end. Push lower. So we'll see. The old one was here, but there's your stabilization. So what else we got here? Let's see. YM is what it's doing. Yeah, it went off that level. 9:45. Yeah, 9:45 drove us down, then in the 10 o'clock reversal for, again, there's your ISM move, right? It drove in right beforehand, and then ended up hitting that level, going higher. NQ, it did push back, came back through, and now we've kind of stabilized. Let's see if it goes up. ES, kind of the same thing. It's rallying. And again, stalled for the open, and then ISM came in. Again, we're right there. We're, 6 points now? 6 points away, and I'm delayed. So maybe it's already, actually, it looks like it is already up there. Look, SPX is already at 4,000. Right? Looks like it's driving nothing but higher. So, yeah. So hopefully you guys are able to grab something on that one. Like I said, 10-minute delay. It's showing that it's moving through. So, I don't know. I got to see how much is it. Now I'm curious because it's like, really? Learn more. How much is it? No, you need a paid or trial plan for this data chart. It's going to make me buy it. I really feel like it's going to make me buy it. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will just so I can get rid of the Ds. Ugh. All right, guys. With that said, let's go into the chart. Look at this. I love this. All green minus the euro pound, which is kind of a counter. All green, Pretty much all green except the dollar, which is going down a little bit, and then the VIX. Right, the VIX is down 6% today, which is quite a lot for the VIX. Look at this. The VIX is like wah wah wah. Poor VIX. Poor VIX. Any of you guys ever trade the VIX? I don't know if you guys ever traded or not, but it's funny. Like there's certain levels, like you guys can see. I mean, it's the charts are kind of ugly, but you can see there's definitely been a lot of buying down in this level here. Right, keeps hitting, goes up, hitting, and then finally it broke. Right, finally broke down again. But it's interesting how this one waves back and forth. And again, went from here back up, down, back up into the 21 range. Didn't quite make it. Went to the 21, the 23. Came back down into the 19. Went right back up to the 2150. So like these are the ranges that you're seeing. You know, and again, VIX ones. If you do like weekly options on it, you know it's not horrible. Yeah, interesting. All right, let's go ahead and do the drawing. Where is it? I have it somewhere up here. 9 people in. I'll give you guys about another, 30 seconds to a minute. So Ernest won yesterday. All right, Ernest won yesterday. I'm sure there's some type of rule I could come up with so we don't have to give Ernest double, right? All right, children, play nice. Wow. Ernest is like, yeah, I'm going in big with this one. He's going in big. Where's Marina? I don't see Marina. Oh, maybe she's in. Oh, no. Wait, is she here today? I don't know. She may not be here today. I don't see Marina in right now. Is Debbie here? Where the heck is Debbie? I feel like the girls are like, yeah, it's an off day. I just didn't show up. Just didn't show up. Play nice. What's that? Silent is in. You guys are in trouble because Silent is in. All right, let's close it down. We got 9. We got 13 in. So if Ernest doesn't win today, I'm going to hear talks of it's rigged all day long. Just for, oh, yeah, Debbie's right there. Yeah. All day I'm going to hear it. Right? All day if Ernest doesn't win this one. Right? Right? All day. Now, yeah, Neuro's trying to get in front of it already. Anyway, I'm just going to say right now, this will be the day, like, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping like Ross, I mean, I don't know. If Silent wins it, I'm telling you, if Silent wins, he is Wealth Builder's second account. I'm just saying. These two guys show up on the same day, and one of them ends up winning both days. All right, winner of today's drawing is... Okay. Statistics were in Ernest's favor today, right? He had 5 tickets. Debbie had 2. Ernest had what? A 35% chance of winning, right? So, see? Statistics. It's all statistics, guys. That's all it is. Everybody thinks trading is complicated. Just use probabilities and statistics. That's what, that's how you do it. All right, I'll mark this. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see who the first loser is. I'm telling you, see, I told you guys. Silent, whenever he's here, Silent's always top 1 or 2. I don't know. All right, let me give Ernest his. And if I don't do this in front of Ernest, then I'll be like, hey, I didn't get my chips. Where are my chips? Right? Where are my chips? But I will say Ernest is still behind Debbie and Marina and Will. So yeah, there's that. and Neuro's sneaking up behind with Wealth Builder, right? So yeah. Now you guys have seen it. I added it. I hit it. You guys are good to go. Let me see. Anything else that's kind of really sticking out here? Let me go back up top. Gold is back down to 84. It was at 92 last week. People don't know where the pound is going, even though it's straight up. 60, 50, 61, 56. Any additional news that has popped? They're talking about a 1-month rollover. A majority of O+ members want a 1-month rollover. Is pointing out that summer is approaching and domestic demand will rise, so there need to be a gradual increase in output. Yeah. Hey, people need oil. Come on. So yeah, not surprised. They're talking about a phase. So yeah, OPEC seems to be talking about, hey, listen, we're going to phase out the cuts, which again, overall is not the best thing for oil. Let's see, what is oil doing right now? Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, wait, what? Wait. Demand is good. I love to hear that. Demand is great, but wait, we're gonna roll the cuts out. Not necessarily best for oil. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, there you go. Look. Did you guys see that? Did you guys just see that? That was a 20-cent drop, and this is not delayed. Look. That data just came out, and people are now reading it. Are you guys watching that? Look at this. You guys watching it? Look at that. We kind of front run the number a little bit. I'm telling you, look, Uncle Warren is watching the session again. Look at that. Down 30 cents in 5 minutes. based off of this lady tweeting this minutes ago, less than 5 minutes ago. I would love a nice spike in the price of my oil partnership. Why would you get a spike? They just said that we're gonna, we need to start really moving those cuts, guys. We need to make more money. That's a decent jump. Look at that. That was a 50%, or not 50%. Sorry. That was from here down 50 cents in 5 minutes. Look at that. 50 cents in 5 minutes off that headline. Oh, you said you would like one. Okay. Thank you for clarifying, Noro. I appreciate it. No. I mean, I would like it to go higher, but I don't think it is going to go higher. But yeah, there you go, guys. 50% or 50 cent drop right there. You could be done in oil already. Right? 50 cent drop. That's not too bad. Oh my God. The girl's running around. Hold on. Where is it? And they still have the oil binary. Well, I guess, it makes sense that they have the oil binaries jacked. I can't believe that. The 2-hour binaries, they still have a 20 cent strike with. Like, what's wrong with you? Like 20 cents? Really? I get it, but 20 cents? All right, so what are we at now? Look at this drop. Look at this. 78 cents. That's 78 cents. And we are actually getting back into a level here where there are some buyers stepping in. So maybe that holds it. But look, we talked about going down today. There we go. Hopefully you guys made some money on that one. So, gotta love that headline. Gotta love that headline, OPEC. Greed is good. All right, I'm out of here, guys. I got to go figure out what the girl doing. She's doing laps around downstairs. I got to make sure her brothers are watching. I will catch you guys later. Remember, no next session tomorrow. We'll see how much movement. If we have like a ton of movement in the markets, if these are changed a lot, we maybe we'll check out maybe do something tomorrow. But like I said, I got to finish building the boys' room in the basement this weekend. My uncle's on his way down now, so probably not, but we'll see. All right. Look at that move, and it's running right into the seller, right into the buyers. So, all right, you guys take care. I'll catch you tomorrow, or maybe next week.